This is iLLANOiZE Radio with Biko, iLLANOiZE Jones, and Pretty Riot. Going down right now.
This ad is sponsored by Blue Vodka. Blue is all-natural, fruit-infused vodka-based liquor. It's bold, delicious, and dangerous. Please drink responsibly.
And welcome to iLLANOiZE Radio. I am your host, Biko.
It's your girl, Pretty Riot.
And it's your boy, iLLANOiZE Jones.
And make sure for those that's listening, you head over to your Apple Podcasts, your Spotify's, all of those joints. Search iLLANOiZE Radio, subscribe, follow us. Also, for those watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. You feel what I'm saying?
Subscribe.
Yes.
Get into
let me turn you up so they can hear you.
Subscribe.
Get into
You know what I'm saying? And as always, we bring you guys some of the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today we got my homegirl DJ Lena Bandz in the building. I was about to say Lena Bandz, but I know earlier when I text you, I was like, do you prefer DJ? Or?
I mean, it don't really matter.
So I just wanted to make sure
both,
I say it wrong.
so I mean, I don't.
So what do you prefer? Don't matter. Okay.
It don't even matter.
Whatever you call it, just call it cold or hot.
Cold or hot?
Hot, cold.
I'm either the hottest or I'm the coldest.
I'm just going to say one of my favorite DJs in the land. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, DJ's favorite DJ.
Period.
I peeped that in the bio. You know what I'm saying? Now, how did you get your start, within DJing?
Oh, wow. My dad is a DJ, so with him being a DJ, I was around it all the time. Growing up as a little girl, I used to go to, like, his family-friendly events, and it started out, he wanted me to DJ first. He wanted somebody to take over his company, so, like, he has, like, a DJ company where, like, other DJs run equipment. He has other DJs that have, like, their prospective areas that they work into that he sends other DJs to. Mm-hmm. And as a child, he would do, like, small stuff. Like, it would start off with him, like, being like, okay, this song is about to end. Hit this button and then hit the crossfader over at this amount of seconds. And then I'm young. I'm like, oh, okay, look at me. I'm mixing. But then I started to get, like, a gist of it. And I did music as a kid, too. So, like, I played multiple instruments. I was always into music. So with that, I actually got an interest in, like, how, like, songs can really blend in, like, different ways. So what my dad didn't know is that when he would go to sleep at night, I would go in the basement to the studio and I would get to practicing. So when it came that time for him to actually show me how to do it, I had already been putting myself on game. So it was really just him teaching me more than what I was teaching myself. And, like, once I got the gist of it, I just took it and ran with it.
That's dope.
That's dope.
That is
so
super dope.
You feel, as a DJ, there's a lot of DJs out there that cannot blend.
Transition to trash.
Exactly.
Button pushers exist. They do.
I mean, how do you feel about the transitional state of DJing?
I mean, to me right now, DJing is more so a trend than people actually having passion in it right now.
Thanks.
It's just the same thing with, like, rapping, singing, and it's not necessarily saying that, like, you can't just go out and, like, test stuff. If you have an interest in something, do it. But you really can't, like, say that you're necessarily, like, a DJ if you're just going out there hitting play, because that's not what DJing is about. It's so much more to DJing that I feel like people don't actually grasp.
What's one of those things that people may not understand or may not get about DJing?
Well, to me, I consider myself to be an artist, not just a DJ. And, like, the reason why I consider myself to be an artist is because, like, when it comes to blending, like, specifically, the way that, like, I group everything is that I want to blend things in, like, a different way. If you guys listen to, like, my Orgasmic series, like, how that came apart is that anybody can tee up a party. Anybody can put a playlist together and get songs to get people jumping around. But where's the musicality in it? So I tried to, like, mix musicality with being a DJ. And that's what, like, Orgasmic, I did a lot of stuff with, like, mixing keys. I, like, did wordplay. And I told a story within a mix. And that's why I feel like I can separate myself also as an artist, not just a DJ.
What's your favorite part about making mixes?
Man, I don't know. Just, like, the nostalgia that I get from it. It's like a real aesthetic when I, like, really be in the zone. Like, my friends that DJ, when we have sessions, they will tell you that, like, I will, like, literally just go on for hours. Once I find that rhythm and I'm, like, really in it, it's just a nonstop thing because there's so much passion behind everything that I do.
Damn. And I always wanted to know, like, your vibe behind mixing. I mean, I see it a lot on, social media. You will put it out there like you're comfortable in front of a camera and showing how you do things. What motivated you to actually start showing the world how you showcase your talent?
Oh, man. Well, I got the name Lena Bandz actually from like my homie Aunt Glow. So I used to go to SIUE, and when we was out there, we was throwing a lot of hot parties. And you know, back then I didn't actually have like an actual DJ name yet. It's like people knew that I DJ, and like sometimes I wouldn't DJ, sometimes I would be on the aux, but I was doing a lot of like gigs back home. I was going home a lot to like do stuff in Chicago. And we had to sit down like, okay, I need like an actual name. Like people starting to like grasp the concept that like I'm really taking it seriously. But okay, so like my full name is Helena. So like people were calling me like H Money, like I was getting LBZ. It was so many nicknames that was coming from that. And then like I always had the fanny packs with me. So like everybody knew like, okay, she got the rack and the fanny pack. So what we gonna do to come with that? So it became Lena Bandz instead of H Money. So that's how that came about. Ooh. And
okay, Lena really got bands out here.
Catch the bar she just dropped. She said, "Got the racks in the fanny
fanny
pack."
Shout out Cliff Posey. You feel me? He said 6 racks in a fanny pack. You feel me? That's game. But like with me, like beyond that, like bands to me is also like symbolic to like wealth, and it's not just like wealth within money. When it comes to music, it's also wealth within like knowledge. I do a lot of research on other DJs. I've done like my whole like history lesson. I read a lot of books. So wealth within like wisdom, wealth within knowledge, and like also like giving to others. Cause you know in Chicago everybody got that cutthroat mentality that only one person can be at the top. So it's like my goal with DJing was like really like having a culture shift within that, and like letting people know that like we can all be here and have our like respective lane, but we can all be at the top. You don't have to start knocking people down just because you going up.
Big facts.
My homie First Class sent me over a question to ask you, and it pertains to what you just said about, you know, some of the DJs you were watching, things of that nature. So his question was, what's your favorite DJ and why? Well, who's your favorite DJ and why?
Of course, First Class to come with the hard question. I don't like favorite to me is like personally I'm gonna always say that my dad is my favorite DJ, and that's just because like he was all I was seeing. I was like literally a blank slate, so everything that I came up with is literally just like me taking what I learned from my dad and turning it into my own. Like my dad also had his own wave, so like you know back when people started throwing like the Martin Luther King speeches over like mixes, that was like my dad's era. That was him and his friends that were like starting that entire movement.
You know, you never told us your pop's DJ name or nothing. Like
it's not important. It's not important. You know,
we want to know.
It's part of the culture, though. He helped shape you into who you are. At least, come on, give a.
He didn't want me to shout him out, so I'm not gonna shout him out. But it's people that know exactly who he is.
So we can't get Pop's DJ
I know,
name.
Right?
Maybe you should tell us off the air.
Yeah, we gonna learn off that. I'm just calling him DJ Ghost right now.
DJ Lena Bandz Pop.
There we go.
Papa Bandz.
I know, right? So, another thing I guess we could talk about is mixtapes. How do you feel? Do you feel like mixtapes can make a comeback?
It's so crazy that you brought up mixtapes because actually, like my radio show, Girls in the Hoods Radio, shout out to
y'all.
Yeah, we was so finna get into that too.
We are actually working on a mixtape right now for the show. Right now, it's like it's still Women's Month. So, shout out to women. Shout out Pretty Riot.
Shout out to the women.
Shout out to you ladies in the building.
But,
shout out to the women.
Yeah, we want to like really like showcase like more like women in like media right now. So like the mixtape can be like anything. It can be not just like singers, rappers, but like poets, like anything like that we can like put within the tape. That's what we're doing. So I do think mixtapes can make a comeback. I'm actually like got a couple things in the works with that.
What do you feel like would make would help make mixtapes make a comeback?
I don't know, because like right now, like when you think about the mixtape era, there was a really big artist to DJ connection.
Yeah,
that is actually being lost right now within like the streaming era. Like a lot of artists don't necessarily feel like they need a DJ. A lot of stuff is taken away from what we're here for, because it's like we're here to break records too.
Facts.
But do you feel like it's up to us? I mean, up to DJs. Because I host mixtapes. So do you think it's up to the mixtape DJs and other DJs, just DJs, period, to find those artists who need to be broken and to get them ready for a mixtape instead of finding somebody that's already in position to be like, yo, let me host your mixtape when they don't need nobody to host their mixtape already?
I mean, that's always important. Like, as a DJ, what a lot of people are missing is that, you know, anybody can go out and play something that's established. It's also part of, like, what I feel our job is to find those artists that are not established and also give them that platform. That's what breaking is, like, all about.
Right. I got you. I'm with it all the way. I love mixtapes. I still host them, and I still be on Spinrilla and all those sites. Do you think most artists should take the mixtape route before going straight to iTunes and Spotify?
I mean, to each his own. It's like once you like find your target audience, you can kind of determine which route is better for you. I wouldn't say it's one specific route to take with that. If you like this, if you like the mixtape era better and like that fits more so your target audience, then do that. If you don't, then I mean the streaming area is cool, but that's also with like artists that feel like they don't need a DJ.
Right.
So artists that don't have like the potential to tour, or they don't have the mindset that that's something that they want to do. They want to tour, they want to do shows. Some artists like really just want to put out projects. And if that's strictly what they want to do, then do they necessarily need a DJ? Not necessarily, but as far as like promotion and things like that, yes.
I rocks with that. Well, we're going to get back into this conversation. We finna take a quick music break, and since we have Rich Vision in the building, we got the homie Flex OMM next. Finna get into that actually right about now, and we'll be right back with the homegirl Lena Bandz.
Make sure to check out the iLLANOiZE playlist, in which we provide you with the latest tracks we play live on our show. Head over to Spotify and search iLLANOiZE Radio to follow our playlist, as well as follow our podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
So we here with my homegirl Lena Bandz. How you feeling? You still good?
I'm good. Always good.
You good for the shenanigans? No. She is.
I mean, I'm here though.
She ain't here for the shenanigans. It's cool. So I have a question. So before break, we kind of were just talking about, you said one thing that really stuck out to me. You said you wanted to shift the culture. So I feel like you automatically do that just because you're a woman and you DJ. So how, like, what are some of the obstacles that you face being a woman and a DJ in this industry, especially in Chicago?
Oh man. First off, like, this is everywhere with everything. That obviously we know that we're in a climate that's not equal.
Facts.
Regardless. So like being a woman is hard. Being a black woman is hard. Being a woman and being a black woman in regular fields is hard. So being a woman and being a black woman in something that is completely male dominated and ran by males is extremely hard. So like with that, just like being here, it's with like, I want to show other like young girls, other women that are inspired to do it, that like, you can do it. But the thing about that is that there are obstacles. Prime example, I just did a show last month. The house DJ for the show was already set up. I came in there. I introduced myself very nicely. Like, you know, what's up? I'm DJ Lena Bandz. How you want to do this? I noticed we had the same controller. So I'm like, I'm trying to make stuff a little bit easier. We use the same board. So, you know, maybe if you just unplug, I plug in, it'll make stuff a little bit faster. He looked at me, and he's like, oh, you're the DJ they were talking about. And I'm like, what does that mean? He like, I wasn't expecting you. So boom, fast forwarding, I'm doing the show. He's like literally all on my back. I'm not gonna say no names, but you know, he hear me. He was all on my back, and he's telling me what to do. Like, he's in my ear like, yeah, you should throw a gunshot here, drop a bomb, like do this. And I'm like, you know, excuse me, my show, like,
let me do my set.
Right, like, back up, let me do my set. And you know what his response was? He goes, well, you know, when I see females, I just feel like I need to help y'all because y'all don't know what y'all doing.
And you probably a better DJ than him anyway.
That's literally like the vibe that is surrounding the industry as a whole. If I can't necessarily do something their way when it comes to like their toxic masculinity, it does not necessarily work out. So I deal with like people want to sexualize me. I've been told that I don't fit the image for a lot of things because I'm not trying to sexualize myself. No, like, cool, I model for, like, my friends and stuff like that, but, like, do I want to go be an Instagram model? No, if I wanted to go be an Instagram model, I would go do that. That's not what I'm DJing for. So having an actual image as a DJ is not what I want. I want people to book me because of my talent, not because of what I look like or what they feel like I can do, who I know. That's another thing. That's, like, a deal breaker. People always want to know who I know. Because knowing who I know, then it's like, okay, I have to always have a cosign. I can never just walk into a place and be like, okay, she's a DJ, she's going to do her thing. No, people have to look around and be like, who's heard her, who has she worked with, who has she done what. They have to get that cosign from a man. And that's something that, like, I really want to change with that. So, like, that's also something with, like, my radio show. Everybody on the show is a black woman who is an entrepreneur. Okay. So, like, I don't know if y'all have actually heard of the actual Girls in the Hood Foundation, but the foundation is an actual nonprofit organization that works on, like, giving girls that are in, like, areas that are considered to be the hood with, like, necessary resources, whether it's mentoring programs.
I just seen one of, sorry, cutting y'all. I just saw one of y'all on one of the girls from there on Chicago, Windy City.
On Windy City Live. Yeah. It was talking about the foundation as a whole. So, like, that's what, like, our, like, mission statement is for, like, the radio show. It's like, black women, we don't have to feed into these stereotypes.
Facts.
It's very hard to, like, get past that and move past that. And it's very discouraging being here. But, like, having a very strong support system is, like, one of the most important things. Like, finding genuine energy. Because, especially, like, being in the industry, period, you know, the vibe is super weird. Yeah. People are weirdos in the industry. But, like, being a woman is really some weirdos. So when you find those genuine connections, like, building off of that is really important to me. That's why I love y'all. Because, you know.
Hey, we love you,
too.
Hey, Lena.
Oh, my God.
Y'all always throw me in, like, safe spaces and, like, link me with people that are like-minded that I can build those genuine connections with. And finding those types of people are so hard because the weirdos like to come out the cut first and get away. So that's just like, I could go on all day about my struggle as a woman, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like I do a lot of stuff by myself. So shifting the culture is a lot harder when I don't have a team. And I'm just now in the beginning stages of, like, building that team of, like, powerful women that I feel like can, like, really do this.
Can I help? Do I gotta be a DJ?
No, you've been helping. What you mean?
He said, "Do I gotta be a DJ?"
I don't know. I just felt very motivated.
But I think, like,
you motivate me. What do you mean?
I think like, you know, women like yourself, Pretty Riot. You have the Tribe, and you have a lot of. It's a male dominant field, but it's control. It's always been controlled by women. Even if you think about it, we can rap all day. We could make beats all day, but if women don't dance, we don't get paid. Yep. So at the end of the day, you being a DJ, you a woman, and you know what other women want to hear. So I don't understand, like, why, like, guys would just be so stupid and not let you and support you, get behind you, and I'll be trying to be up to you, like. Look, what you know and what they like to listen to, because you know it before we even hear it.
But see, Jones, every guy is not like you. She spoke on toxic masculinity, which is a real thing, and you got to think. I say what I got to say. She cold. Like, you hear me talk about transitions as a person who listens to music, as a person who loves music, as a person who used to play instruments as well. When I'm listening to a DJ set, I'm listening to transitions. I know the song you playing, but how you finna transition into your next song? She cold at that. I really don't feel like a lot of people touching her. So guys get intimidated by that because why is she a woman and can do this better than me? And now it's a problem. Everybody's not okay with the fact that women can do things. I can do anything better than you. Y'all remember that commercial? That's the reason why.
I can do better.
I can do anything better.
It's like guys would rather put on another guy before they add a woman to their team.
I remember hearing you at Sub T the first time.
That's what I was finna say.
I was like, yo, Bingo, where you from? We gotta get home. She gotta be an Illinois DJ.
And I'm happy you brought that up, because the way I actually I don't even remember how I got introduced to you. I believe it was social media.
That's how I found out.
I saw, like, from you posting some of your, you know, you showcasing your talent.
It's a Lena mix.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Lena mix is what got me in tune. Pretty Riot, of course, introduced, like, you got Lena Bandz. She's dope. And from there, I just started following what you do, listening to your mixes. I'm like, dang, she cold. And we brought you out. And I've never
the house ever since. It makes me so excited.
This is what got me. After your DJ said, you know, you kept the music going, you know, to keep people chilling out and vibing. People was footworking. You know she had everybody footworking, got the old heads there trying to footwork.
Before the show even started, I go on stage, I talk to the DJ, I introduce myself. When she was right, I'm like, yo, shorty playing some shit. And I'm turned. I I ain't even started drinking yet or getting into my normal show behaviors as I normally do. But she like inspired and motivated me to do more of alcohol. Like, I felt like I had to catch up. She turned me up, and it was like, I think that was your first show.
That was my first show.
That was your first show.
That was my first show.
That was her first show hosting.
I was nervous.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And one more thing I wanted to say, too, about when we bring you out, your professionalism is A1. I remember first class had an emergency. I hit you up that day. Though you was busy, you still kept your word, and you beat me at the venue.
Oh yeah, when you hit me up, I was actually spinning another show. I was at the Big Mensa event with Chulo. Mm-hmm. That's where I was at, and I was like, it's a little distance, but I got you. And then first class hit me up, and he was asking me, and I'm like, Beak already reached out, like I got you. Like
that's crazy. I remember that day.
I remember that day.
You was like, yo, who can I get?
I straight said Lena Bandz.
I said Lena. I said let's get Lena.
Hey, we all salute. We thank you for that, because we didn't have another DJ, and we like, man, who gonna actually help us make this work? And you came through, and you beat us there. So we salute you on that. We got to touch a few more topics before we end things, and let's talk about more of events, because you were booked like crazy in 2018. So let's talk about that. How did you go about booking your events, and how many events did you do in 2018?
Oh, geez. Well, 2018 was like a crazy year for me. It was a big transition because, I was going through like my recovery process as well. So I got injured in 2017 during a softball game. I basically I tore everything in my leg. ACL,
Oh, you
PCL,
played softball?
ACL, PCL, LCL, MCL.
All the L's.
I'm sorry.
You just took an L.
I didn't know you played ACL. I didn't know you played ball.
I know you play ACL.
I do a lot. It's not just the music, but I do a lot of stuff. But I was out for my recovery. I'm still in recovery mode right now. So my recovery process is between 2 to 7 years. Obviously, I'm 2 years out, and I'm still not necessarily there. So we pushing to make it at 100% before 7 years hits. But I was gone for a whole year, and that's what's crazy to me. That's why I'm so grateful for meeting the people that I met in between 2017 and 18, and the shows that I did get to do, because it's when I got hurt in 2017, it was a point where I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. I was super immobilized. Altogether, I got 18 surgical procedures.
Yikes!
So that's a lot.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's 2018, a lot of people the way that I was just sitting there just trying to think of ways to market and think about who I got in order, who I wanted to work with, the things that I wanted to do while I was down. So when I came back out, most people didn't even realize I had literally been gone for more than a half a year. It wasn't even dang, she's been gone. It's I just came out the cut just doing stuff. And the fact that everything that I was doing was successful, it was crazy. I can't give you a name, an amount of how many events that I did.
I remember you tweeted something you did a lot. You did multiple events. You said, I don't remember the tweet.
That 2018 was the year where I got tested. It was this was the year where they was going, where the universe was do you really want this? Because they throwing multiple events at me in a day. I'm doing 2 to 3 events one night. I'm here and there. Then I'm spending the whole week.
How does that stress you out, mentally, or
It's a good stress though. To me, there's stress and then there's good stress. This is the stress that I want. This is what I want to be stressed with. I would rather be consumed with something that I'm passionate about than be stressed about other things. So it's not necessarily stress to me. It's just motivation to keep me working, to keep me organized, to keep me consistent. That's what I look at it as. I don't necessarily like using the stress word with it. Okay. But is it physically tiring? Yes, but being tired is motivation. I can sleep when I get rich.
Facts. Okay.
Now,
I don't need to sleep right now.
So speaking of being rich, I want to know how the connection with you and Rich Vision came about, because I love how you're the first woman in Rich Vision. So how did that come about?
Oh man, well, I'm Lil Blessing's official DJ, and I rock with Flex super heavy. I have been in tune with everybody that's in Rich Vision. So it's it was basically bound to happen because I rock with everybody in RVS so heavy, Hayes, everybody. So when they came about it, the reason why I instantly decided to rock with them was their approach. There's been a lot of like labels, a lot of coalitions, a lot of platforms to reach out to me and want to work with me. But the way that they approached it was that when I had my conversation with TB, he literally said that it took them so long to reach out to me because they literally sat as a group, as a collective, and said, this is what we need. We need this. We need a DJ because of A, B, and C. But they did their research on what a DJ does, what they're there for, what DJs do as far as like their own personal branding. And then their question was, what can we do for her to elevate her and her own brand? Because we know she can help us, but it doesn't matter if we can't help her. And that was like literally something that was missing from everybody that had ever tried to work with me. It's more so like I'm selling myself to you. Like you want to know what you can get out of me, but you're never like bringing to the table something that we can actually like profit off of together. So for them to do that, I'm like, okay, we got the like-mindedness stuff down, and like all the ideas that were brought to the table was just like super raw. So that like that's gang, that's the family, and it's a lot of good stuff coming from RVS like all around, and it's just the energy and the vibe is just like so right.
And when I seen that they picked, that when I seen that you had partnered with them and y'all was one, I'm like, that was the perfect pickup.
Sense.
Yeah, that was dope.
It made sense.
That was solid.
Man, like all of you guys together, y'all just it's magical. And the way everything come about is magical. Like when we spoke with Pee Wee, he broke things down. Like they don't just go searching for everybody. They don't, honestly, it come to them. And when we seen, when I seen it mentioned on Twitter, I'm like, damn, that's smart. Because to me, you one of the hardest working female DJs out there. It's a lot of, not knocking no other female DJ.
Right.
I'm just saying, like me knowing you, working with you, I see your work ethic. And I know, I'm not going to say I know exactly what you go through, but I know the work ethic and the grind behind what you do. And to see you out there every day doing what you need to do to help the culture of Chicago, it felt good to see another dope brand partner with you that's also doing great things. So I salute you on that, and I salute RVS too. Big shout out to them for paying attention, scooping, and
Yeah,
y'all
it's a lot of
linking.
stuff that people don't do. They don't pay attention to stuff.
They don't. They
That
just,
within itself spoke volumes that they actually paid attention.
Mm-hmm.
So what's some of the records that or some of the artists that you like that's coming up in Chicago? Because I know you get a lot of records every day.
Oh man, I get so many. I don't want to leave out any names, but
Like, what's that one record that you like? Like, I know, like, a lot of artists are pushing and getting ready for the summer. And I know you got a couple joints already. What joints you got? A few joints. Can you tell us a few joints that you got that's gonna be them summer joints?
y'all know GT Freestyle.
Oh, that's my juice. We just played that. Ooh.
Shout out Grease Team. Shout out Lil Blessing, Cliff Cozy. Like,
I think that's what I feel
the
like. That's
summer,
one.
like, it's coming. It's coming. It's gonna get ugly this summer for real. It's so many. Y'all really putting me on the spot right now. Like, I could get y'all a super long list.
We like super long lists.
Right, put us on.
Man, Armani Day is
My
doing her
girl.
thing.
My girl.
Been doing her thing.
Yeah, we
Shout
put
out,
her in our 2019 watch list.
Shout out my
Pretty
best
Rye.
friend because like she deserved it. 'Cause
She hopped on stage, not to cut you off.
At taco event.
She hopped on stage because I'm like, you get your ass up here, please, rap, please, because I
she
know you
did.
good.
That was her rapping?
That was
That
her.
was Armani
Yes.
Day. Yes,
That was
the girl.
freestyle,
yes.
She went up there and killed it.
Yep. I knew what I was doing when I put her in that position.
She
like,
raw.
please come rap for me, please. But continue. Sorry.
Yeah, that just blew my mind.
Of course, like shout out OG. Like
Oh, gee.
OG.
everybody in OG is doing their thing, but like anybody that knows me know that like salsa, that's like my anthem right
Yeah.
now. Shout out Steve-O.
And we need that
because
clean version, Steve-O.
You would have thought I made the song. The way I be on Snap, I be leaning you a boss. You feel me? I be changing the words up, all that stuff. It's in all the mixes. I done found all the blends with that because that's like summer anthem. He hit it right on the spot with that.
You
Yeah.
did.
Oh my God.
I mean, well, you gave us two. Give
gave
us
us-
one. No,
give
you
us
gave
one
us.
more.
You gave us 3. Give us one more.
One more. Ooh. It's just so much hot stuff coming out. Oh my God.
It's kind of hard when there's so many artists.
It's
you know,
so
it's a lot,
like it's
so many.
many.
Do you like the wave coming through with all this good music, good vibe in Chicago now? It's like all like the drill scene is still here, but it's like a good vibe of music coming in with it.
Yeah, we want good music. That's what we need. Like coming out the city.
I mean, look. Go ahead. You the DJ. I'm just the radio host.
I mean, just shout out everybody in Chicago that is doing their thing because they making it so hard. But I try to break all the new artists and all the new stuff.
When's the next time we could catch you spinning somewhere?
I got one more question.
Oh my gosh.
I got one more question. What's one song that you wanted to break that you didn't get a chance to break?
Oh my.
That's a good question, Jones.
That's a tough
That
one.
is a
Because
good
I'm like,
question.
ooh.
I'm trying to think of mine. I can't even think.
I can't. I really wanted to break 1010.
Oh, 1010
Yeah.
freestyle.
That 1010 freestyle by Blessing. I really wanted to break that for real.
10 freak.
Well, you was DJ now. It's a wrap. You breaking everything. You drop. You feel me? You drop. You breaking everything now. You know, our time is we short on time. But before we end things with you, I want to ask you, what are your goals for 2019 and beyond?
2019 and beyond, just like success, like being genuine in everything that I do, continuing to do that, continuing to shift the culture, and just like bridging those gaps that are going on between like women and men. It's not necessarily a battle. Like we get so much more done when we actually work together, but like efficiently working together, like genuine work together, because it's so much that y'all can teach us that we may necessarily not understand, and it's a lot of stuff that we could teach y'all that y'all don't understand.
That's
So,
true
like,
though. That's true.
Working
You still back
together
here
just
listening.
makes stuff like
I want to learn.
people learning to actually work together and like platonic business relationships
She said my favorite word.
will work out so much better for the future of anything.
I hope y'all hear that.
I hope y'all hear that.
Man.
I hope you heard it.
And you broke it down phenomenally when you were talking about how the obstacles of being a woman in the industry. That touched me right here.
Well, I will talk about it more because Women's Month, we still got some more Mondays left. So, every Lena Mix Monday, y'all can catch me on Girls in the Hood Radio, powered by My Radio Chicago from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. I will keep dropping my Lena Mix Mondays. I have missed a few, but I have just so many mashups. It's just the problem is that I got too many mixes. So it's just about like picking which
send
one.
them to me.
Look. Talk about all the copyright joints that you get banned. Like when you get them copyright infringements on the social media. I see you going crazy every time with your mixes.
The reason why I go crazy when it comes to copyright is because the thing is, if an artist is making their record like accessible via record pool that me as a DJ I am paying for to use, the point of a record pool is for the DJ to have the right to play that song. So if I'm getting it directly from the pool, which the pool has gotten all that copyright stuff out of the way, why are these streaming services stopping me from playing something that I just paid to play? I don't understand that. That's something that really needs to be fixed because DJs, we not just, it's 2019. If you're grabbing your stuff from YouTube, you probably shouldn't be DJing.
Right.
So those of us that are actually in the pools, finding those indie artists in the pools, getting those records that are already out, getting those vibes from the pools and paying for it, why y'all gotta stop us? Why y'all gotta stop our shine? Like, come on now, SoundCloud. Like, do better. Do better.
Do better.
It's a problem.
Artists too. Y'all do better too because I don't even think they just heard what you said. DJs pulling records out the pool.
Yeah.
That's one of the most important things an artist can do. That's how I got out
That's
there
such
on
a
the artist
lost
side.
concept, though. Like, I feel like artists now,
They don't
I can
even know about
guarantee
that,
you,
though.
if I go ask like 10 artists that I know right now, they probably don't even know what a record pool is.
Yeah, they
exactly.
don't.
They don't even know what that is.
Like, they are
don't.
still here. Like, we still have, like, DJs are still doing email lists. We still doing those. Like, we still sit, like, don't DM me talking about play my song because I'm probably not going to play your song if you're demanding me to do something. I'm just telling you that right now. So if you in my IG DM, you in my Twitter DM, you're not getting responses because of that. But when you do, as I ask, because like they don't get the, like, as DJs, we're also like business people too. throwing stuff in our face, tweeting us, DMing us, all that stuff doesn't get anything done. And I like to keep a sense of professionalism with even like music submissions. I like literally beg people to send me submissions. I'm all about being for the culture, breaking records, putting people on with artists that are not necessarily there. If you're up and coming, you can submit your music, you know, in a respectful manner though. Like, shoot me an email to my music submission email, not my booking email. And I will play it. I literally go through it. I have hundreds of emails. And it's like, I might not listen to it right then and there, but I've actually gone through every song that has ever touched my email. And they're in crates. I figure out different ways to incorporate different sounds within different things. There's a way to do it. Of course, if you are reaching out to a club DJ and like you notice your stuff is vibey, that probably isn't going to work. You also have to find DJs that fit your specific style. If they just in a strip club every weekend and you trying to come out on some real smooth cold vibes, that doesn't necessarily work. And that's something that artists need to realize too, that there's a certain DJ to play to any type of crowd. If you are not looking towards like more so of an open format DJ that's doing everything, then that's a problem. Yeah. Look for us because we are here and we're here for you. Everybody, I just saw a rant about people being so anti-DJ, saying that DJs are just in it for the money. Shout out DJ Simba gang.
Shout out Simba if you
because Simba was like really going back and forth with somebody on Twitter and he was like saying
stemmed from
he was saying like, you know, DJs are only in it for the money. We not in here for artists. We not in here for the culture. And it's like, no, y'all just don't give us the respect that we need, especially from other artists. Y'all are not respecting us. Y'all not giving us our credit on anything that we're doing because as DJs, we're also doing a lot of background work. Everything that I'm doing is not me just being on stage, hitting a button, playing a song. Yeah, we're also managing a lot of the stuff that we do.
I feel like DJs low-key got like 8 jobs in one. Like, in all honesty, and I think a lot of people don't understand. I think they see a lot of local DJs and just think that they're limited to just playing in clubs and playing in parties, but they don't know what DJing entails on a grander scale.
The resources they have behind them.
The resources they have and think about a lot of things that you have to do as a DJ. Like, if you're a DJ and you pull up to a set, sometimes you got to host, sometimes you got to handle your own sound, like sometimes you got to be the audio person, like that's a lot of jobs for one person. Like,
all of that is also going into pricing. When people get my price, they be like, well, why? When you're just, I'm not just doing anything. You asking me to bring a sound system. You know, a lot of DJs rent their sound equipment. I have my own system. But, you know, getting it out, I'm a woman. You know, getting all that sound equipment out, you know, I usually have to pay somebody to move my stuff for me. That's one thing that's going to go into that price. Then you want promotion. You want this. You want me to play your stuff. You want me to host it. You want me to do crowd control stuff. Those are all, like, other people's jobs that are all being put into me as one DJ. So stop tweaking with DJs about pricings because at the end of the day, there is no function if you don't have no sound. Period.
Yep, you ain't lying about that. I mean,
without Lena, you get no bands. So if you wanted to get them bands, you got to give them to Lena first.
Big facts.
Give out your shout outs. Let people know where they can find you. Any upcoming projects that you might be working on with people and things of that nature.
I have a very specific shout out. I did not catch this girl's name because she was very lit. But there was an event that I went to last Sunday Sessions. There was a girl there that said she was going to be listening to this interview and all my other interviews. She watched my social media. But she's in school for women's studies. And she just did her women's studies project on me. And about, like, what she sees that I'm doing for the culture. And, like, that was, like, a first. I've never heard anybody do that. So, shout out to her. Shout out to anybody that's, like, supporting. Shout out the gang. Shout out RBS. Shout out Booth Ave. Shout out everybody, any collective that's out here doing anything. All the DJs, DJ D-Vision, Simba, Legendary, everybody. You can find me on Instagram at DJ Lena Bandz, on Twitter at Lena Bandz_. I have a Facebook page. You can Google me. I got a Do 312. You know, my Wikipedia page going up soon too. You know.
You got a Wikipedia? You famous.
Y'all can Google me now. You know, I can say that now. You know, Google me,
baby.
You feel me? All of that.
Turn up.
I talk about my events usually on Mondays. You know, Lena Mix Mondays going live on Girls in the Hoods Radio on my radio Chicago and stuff after that. You know, just follow me for like upcoming events. 28th of this month, we are doing Planet Blessing at the Tribe House. Shout out Wealthy Soul Tribe.
That's dope. Hey, shout
out, y'all, man.
Now, you know, as always, appreciate everybody for tuning in today. Shout out Lena Bandz for coming through.